Let's jump right in. The title of this story is A Hypocrite and Slow Living, and that hypocrite is me, to a point. Now, I have gone a lot slower this year than I did last year, but I'm realizing that I have the luxury of going even slower than I have been, and I'm going to start doing so more and more. Now, I'm going to still keep busy. I'm still going to work. I'm still going to do a lot of my landscaping and this and that, but I'm going to do it at a slower pace, and I'm going to allow myself to say, that's okay. On this day, Ben and I went to a local farm stand, and the goal was to pick up some mums, and we had trouble finding some, but luckily I did at another farm stand close by. But we couldn't walk away without apple cider donuts. It's a thing. You just have to have them when you're hitting September. The mums weren't open yet, so I'm now looking at the buds, trying to find at least the same type of mum. And you can see that the buds there are a little bit different. They had 3 buds versus 1. Threw some in the car, and we'll see what we came home with. While checking on the garden, I found tomato worms. I need to pull them off, dispose of them, and hopefully somewhere a turkey or other critter will find them. I came out here 2 days ago and worked on this plant, and everything looked beautiful. I had leaves and everything. I even looked for tomato worms. Well, unbeknownst to me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tomato worms so far on this plant alone. Oh, let's make that 5. So I need to go get a bucket, pick them off, and I'm going to be bringing in some of these tomatoes. Those stinkers. It's in mid-lunch right now. Nom nom nom. This makes me think of the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland. Some think they're ugly. I think they're kind of cute, but they gotta go. Okay, this part is not for the squeamish. All right, I'm just going to pull the caterpillars off as I find them, and then I'm trimming a lot of the stems for the tomato plant, and I'm going to try to give it a fresh start if possible. Hi, honey. Oopsie.
Oopsie.
Oh, there's one here too. Is this caterpillar poop? No way. That's gross. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. I found one little chewed tomato the other day, and I thought for sure it was a chipmunk, but I still looked at my leaves for some tomato worms, and I didn't see any. I'm not even going to tell you how many I found on the plants. Hopefully I got all of them. One thing, it does make you slow down and slowly look at each leaf and each part of the plant. But I trimmed off anything that they chewed, got to. I was able to salvage some of the tomatoes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 8 tomatoes. There's a few more growing. I'm just gonna have to keep watching this daily. I'm gonna cut some of my basil while I'm here. But I was gonna work out front, and things like this kind of take precedence. So at least I'm glad I got that done. I just wish I grabbed these tomatoes the other day when I said I was going to, because some of the nice big green ones were already chewed on. So, and last year I did some of the fried green tomatoes for the first time, and I loved them. I'm going to let some of these turn red, and I might fry some of them maybe for dinner tonight after I wash them really good, because now I got the heebie-jeebies. I think I'm going to grab, I see a few banana peppers that have to come in. I see a few jalapeno peppers that have to come in. My goodness, this cucumber plant. Oh, I've got some cucumbers here too that I didn't even see. I didn't look there. So I got cucumbers almost ready to come in. I might even grab them while they're small. And I need to get some of my lemon verbena. And I think I'll bring some rosemary in. So this whole story about a hypocrite who talks about slow living, even though I got better than last year, I still need to work on it a little bit more. And this is how I'm going to do it right here, right now. I don't even know where to begin. I got some good size ones. Now, the more you harvest your peppers, the more it will grow. Some of them are already turning, but I'm going to bring those in too. I want to get the jalapenos before they turn red, because as they get red, they get hotter. And Ben doesn't mind, but if sometimes I want to just throw something in a meal for myself as well, I don't want them super hot. Wow, these are great. A lot of blossoms on here. Wonderful. And I think I see some jalapenos too. Well, all in all, this garden seemed to have worked out after all. All right, I won't mix them up because the jalapenos are a lot darker, but I'm gonna grab them. Those can get a little bigger, I think. I'll let those get a little larger, just a little bit. The rosemary didn't seem to get as large this year, but one thing I do like about it is I can come out here even in November and grab some for our Thanksgiving meal when I put it on roasted potatoes and on the turkey. So I'm going to still grab some here just to give it a fresh snip. Take some from this one. I'm going to dry this. And there might even be a call for some of it in a recipe I'm hoping to do a little bit later. And I'm going to get some basil too. Sorry, bee. Whoop. Where'd you go? Okay. I'm still scanning the tomatoes here for anything I might see. Like I said, some of them are so tiny. All right. Same with basil. The more you cut it, the bushier it's going to be, happier. So I do not mind coming out here and trimming my basil way down. I might make some pesto out of this and put it into little things to freeze. I have some from last year, but now that I have another good batch, I won't kind of mind. I was hoarding it, if that is even a reason to, but I did. No problem this year. But it's getting woody, so I want to get some of this off. Ooh, smells amazing. I'm going to get the lemon verbena after, and I think I'll get some lemon balm after. But for now, this is going to go in the kitchen, and then I'll do the boxwoods because I want to get that done. It's hiding my mums. Just a little update on this back area. They are coming this Tuesday, and they're going to start cleaning this up, and it's not as extensive as I thought it is. His main focus is working on the drainage issues. They won't be tearing up the stairs as much as I thought to the house, so that's good. We have some time to do some planning, but they are going to take up part of it and then repair it as well as they can, and they are going to be ditching from a further downspout and carrying it over to where they're going to do the new French drain. But he did say while he's here, he'll clean out all these stones for us, and they'll pick up all these flat stones that are covered a lot by crabgrass. And I let the crabgrass go knowing they were coming. But anyways, and he said he's going to clean this up a bit and then probably put down some stone dust or something, just so we have a base of what we want to do moving forward, or at least we'll be started. So I don't know how much they're going to do. I'm not even going to wish or hope for anything. Whatever they do is whatever they do, and then we'll take over from there, whether it's this year or next. But at least something will get done, and it will be better than this, and it will keep the house dry. I believe I already put the trimmer over by the front of the house, and I need to remember to trim this bush that is also grabbing the gate already. I'll need to trim some of these, but I don't think I'm going to do it today. Today my main focus is just widening the front a bit, because I did put some mums in the urns and it's overgrown a bit so that they're getting hidden in a certain direction. I put a fall basket up, and like I said, I'm just going to do a little cleanup. I looked for one of my tarps so I could drop the boxwood on it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it. I'm telling myself the plan right now is just to cut this back a little bit, because I did plant some mums and it's encroaching onto them. You can't see. We still don't know what we're going to do with this area, but I have to tell you, when we're sitting out here in our chairs in the early morning or at night with coffee or a glass of wine, it's like a little private sanctuary, and we do like that. And if it's windy out, we don't feel it. So that's one of the perks, but I do have some photos from a long time ago when it was a tiny little hedge and of course nothing at all. So once I start doing other plantings in other parts of the house, this might go, but I don't want to strip the home of any more landscaping, three-dimensional items such as the boxwoods until I get some other things done. So right now, unfortunately, I couldn't find a tarp. I think they're all being used. Normally I would have it under here and then just pull it away for cleanup. But right now I'm just going to go at this. I'll probably do it from the other side and just be careful that I don't get the mums. See, I already started going along the top, which if I do that, I'm going to keep going, and I really don't want to. I'm going to reshape this a little bit, but my goal today was to expose the urns to the road. And then I'll clean this up. Well, I said I was only going to do one thing, and I didn't. Hello. Well, yeah, put a power tool in my hand. I did end up trimming the top a little bit, and I'm trying something different this year. I kind of came in and did an angle towards the other one, other than just like a squared off edge. And usually, you might have seen me in the past, I use sticks and string to kind of shape things and how wide and how high. This time I just wung it. I'll see the big difference when I use the drone going overhead, but I trimmed it down. You can see the urns, and actually, well, trying to see if I've got more space on this side than this side. Hard to tell from shadowing, but I think I do have to trim just a little bit right there. But then I also came over here, decided to trim the rose bush. I trimmed down the viburnum. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. That can get 6 feet tall and it blocks everything. That just kept reshooting and sprouting once I cut it down. And I'm definitely removing this barberry. So I figured I'd trim off a lot so that we can put some towing straps on it and hopefully yank it out fairly easily. And then I went around and I did cut some of the chocolate vine off of the fencing here, and then I'll go all the way around. This loses its leaves in the winter, and I'm just going to pretty much clean it up to almost nothingness and give this area a fresh start. I want to put a wreath on the gates here possibly, but I'll pick this up later, and maybe this weekend Ben and I will pull this out with the gator. I was just leaving for the studio. Well, not just, because I still have to get my coffee. It is 45 degrees out. I had no idea. Now, I do know I put on a sweater in several layers because it felt chilly, but 45 degrees? I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to start watching the weather, because if it drops, down into the 30s, which can happen here in the mountains, probably anytime soon, I'm gonna have to start bringing in some of the vegetables that I haven't yet. I'm currently folding the information sheets of all the items that are within the fall box. I am so excited about this particular one. This is our 3rd year. I can't believe our 3rd year making fall boxes. All right, we are getting out one of the batches of the fall boxes to those who ordered them through the newsletter. And if you're watching this today, Sunday, the second run happens tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on our shop, Threshold and Gate. You can find the link through New England Fine Living. Some of you might have it bookmarked, but it's in the gift box section, and we have a limited quantity available, but I did save quite a few for this second release if you're not part of our newsletter. Good luck. Now, this is a little sneak peek. Our pantry vanilla candle is part of the fall box, but it's a limited release. And what I'm asking those who receive the box, let me know what you think of the candle. If everybody loves it as much as I do, or the majority, I will bring this candle back. The same with the Tavern Morning Candle. The Tavern Morning Candle was part of the Baker's Nook box, and I do have some more of these, but this candle is a favorite, and we do have more of these that will be released as singles very soon. But these are exclusive our candles, and we love them. Inside wall is up, and this will be some of the view from one of the windows. It's getting exciting at this point. Ben is definitely excited. Let me show you how excited he is. This is from the other night. We're just checking out the barn here, and I guess this is his new cup holder. This is why he built the barn. All right, so this is just one layer of the boards. I want to show you, I had a little bit of a what the heck moment, but then we figured it out. So I walked out and I'm like, what the heck are these spaces? Well, realized that then there's going to be insulation and then another layer of boards. But they're trying to get it as much sealed in as possible. Windows aren't going to be here for quite a long time, but yeah, it's getting there. And it's amazing. We've got all this space over the window, but the second floor starts right there. So
could have had an upstairs window.
Could have had little windows all along the top. I have a jigsaw. I can do it. And I don't know if you're new to the channel, but the color we'll be doing it, we've got so many messes going on, is going to be this color, which is called Terratone. It's actually the color of our window frames as well. Noisy bird. It's coming, a season of cozy comfort food. So today I'm making a soup recipe that is easy to create and is so good. I'm first going to brown up some Italian sausage. Sometimes I forget how short I am until I have to stand on my tippy toes to look inside of a pot. But that's minor, right? set this aside now, and I'm going to prep the other items. I'm getting ready to make a soup that I saw on Enhance the Seasons with Karen. I do like watching her channel, and she made the soup. It looked delicious. So right now I'm just getting ready to saute some onion, some garlic, and a little bit of red pepper flakes. So I've got to cut up my onion, and we'll go from there. This is kind of a large onion, but let's see. A little bit of paper here. I'm going to saute my onions and then add them to the sausage that I have already cooked. So I'm just going to dice these up. And it does say 1 onion. This is a very large yellow onion that I have. It doesn't say what size onion. I'm going to put this in glass. And I will save this for later. I thought I had everything. I don't. I don't have any garlic. All I have is some garlic powder. So I'm going to use that. It's supposed to have 2 cloves of garlic minced. And I really thought I had minced garlic in my fridge even. So garlic powder it is. Now it calls for vegetable broth. I have beef broth. I also have vegetable broth. But I'm going to go with the beef broth. Just to give it a little extra flavor. I have a tablespoon of butter here, and I'm going to saute the onions until they're translucent. I'm just going to put in 3/4 teaspoons of garlic powder and just go with that. And then I'm going to do a pinch of the red pepper flakes. All right, now we're back to the one pot. All right. Now I'm going to slowly sprinkle in some flour, and then I'm going to whisk, and I'll cook that up for a little bit, and then I'm going to whisk in the broth. All right, now I'm going to slowly just get this all cooked up a little bit. Don't want the raw flour. I'm going to slowly pour in the broth. And I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit here. It says to whisk this in, but so we're trying to thicken this up. It's kind of hard stirring with my left hand. I never really realized that. I think I can pour the rest in. So now I'm going to add a can of crushed tomatoes. I just don't want it to splatter on me, because I'm not wearing an apron. I'm going to add 1 cup of sauce, and I actually got one from my cabinet that had mushrooms and sausage, so even better. And this would be delicious with some mushrooms in it too, I guess. And now I'm going to add some seasoning with some basil, Italian seasoning. And then we're going to add some heavy cream, some salt. Now we have about 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil, and this is from our garden last year. A little extra pinch for good luck. And then 1 teaspoon of Italian seasonings. I'm eyeballing it. Now I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. I'm just going to add about a quarter teaspoon to start. I'll do about I can always adjust that a little bit later. And I'm going to do the same for some pepper. So I think that was about half a teaspoon actually. I'm just going to do a quarter teaspoon of pepper and stir that up. It calls for 8 ounces of a tortellini. This is a 10-ounce package. I'm putting it all in. That would be Ben pouring his wine in the background.
Sorry.
Lasagna soup or tortellini soup and wine will be awesome. We are going to let this simmer for 5 to 6 minutes to cook that tortellini. Then we'll be adding some heavy cream or half and half. I got heavy cream, and then some Parmesan cheese. And it also calls for spinach. Our little market was out of spinach and frozen spinach, so no spinach for us today. All right, I turned the heat down. Now I'm gonna add the other ingredients. The tortellinis look done. So now we have half a cup of Parmesan, half a cup of heavy cream, and fresh from the garden, it calls for a quarter cup of freshly chopped basil. Mine's still a little damp from rinsing off, but that's okay. Well, at least we have a little green, even though we're missing the spinach. I'm going to let this simmer just for a little bit, and then we'll let it cool down and serve it. Well, I just gave it a little taste, and double thumbs up. This is so delicious. I'm just going to take a little sampling out to Ben to enjoy. Actually, I'm going to make a little one for myself too. Because we're not going to be having dinner for probably another hour. He just got in from golf. There we have it. We got a little bit of soup, and I cannot wait to see his reaction. So I have to say, this is one of my favorite soups ever. This is so good. I'm going to write the recipe down. I'll put it on my blog, and I'll share the little changes that I made. But this is definitely inspired by the recipes I saw online. I added this little touch today to the kitchen. I took off the sweet cream sign. I had this up in the loft. I had it for sale at the shop. Nobody bought it. And I'm now glad because it looks great here in the kitchen. Well, kindred spirits, that's it for today. But I will see you next week with some more fall decor inspiration and some more updates around the house. Bye now.